Welcome to Retirement Key Radio with Abe Abish.
This is so cliche, Abe, but I cannot believe 2020 is about to wrap up.
You know, it seems like this year had dragged on there during the height of COVID, and here we are about ready to celebrate Thanksgiving.
You're right. It was the never-ending year for a few months, and then all of a sudden, here we go with our cliches. It goes by too fast.
Yep.
But as we approach the end of the year, most of us are not only happy that 2020 will be over, but relieved to see how well our retirement accounts have bounced back from the market crash back in February. However, investing manager Penny Pennington, what a name for an investing manager, tells Fortune magazine that we still haven't fully recovered from the economic impact of the pandemic that caused the crash.
This is going to have a longer lasting effect as people rebuild retirement and, frankly, rethink retirement and what it means for them in the future.
So, is she right? Do we need to rethink our retirement altogether?
I think a lot of people do need to rethink their retirement, Kristen, especially for those people 5 to 10 years away from retiring or perhaps just into retirement. And what I mean by that is a lot of people haven't had a shift in their mindset, in their thinking about retirement. And we just helped a couple, and this couple had called into our radio show 2 years ago. 2 years went by where we were in communication, and they knew from the beginning they wanted to work with us. They had interviewed several other big-time firms. They live on the Eastern Shore. They're both 69, going to retire next year. They've done a fantastic job of saving and accumulating. Over $1 million invested, maybe 1.2, 1.3 million invested. A ton of cash, $700,000 or $800,000 of cash. Rental properties, all paid off.
And they did a lot of good things, a lot of smart moves.
Right. So they've got real estate, cash, investments. They have won the game, as have a lot of people in the D.C. metro area that are about to retire, because we work our butts off in this area, and that's what encompasses so much is, hey, are we saving enough? Are we doing enough so that when we are going to retire, we've done enough to create enough income in retirement? And this couple has, and they had this switch. They started rethinking their retirement. They realized, hey, we've got $2 million of investable assets, 1.2, 1.3 invested in the market, $800,000 of cash, big Social Security checks, rental income in retirement is not going to be their problem. But what they figured out is they've won the game from an accumulation standpoint. They're currently working with an accumulation-based and focused advisor firm and realized they need to switch.
Okay.
They need to switch, and that's what they realized because they're changing. They're changing things in their lives. They're about to retire. They're going to stop working. They're getting more conservative. They want to turn the portfolio into income. And they realize the type of planning that they need is different from that of which an accumulation-focused advisor firm is going to give them. We're not just talking about rate of return here and, hey, what can we earn on our investments? That's fine. That's great. That's important, but that's just one piece of the pie. And this couple realized they've done a fantastic job. They're already here. They have $2 million saved. They don't have a savings problem. And all you have to earn is, 3 or 4% on $2 million to generate some healthy income. Strong Social Security checks, rental income, 4% of $2 million is $80,000 a year they could earn into, perpetuity if they were able to preserve principal and invest safely. So they realized that, and they realized they needed a firm that's going to help them with distribution. That is a distribution-based and focused firm.
Meaning how they're going to pull that money to live off of.
Exactly. Because now the focus is them enjoying this hard-earned money for the rest of their lives, making sure they don't run out, turning this pot of money into income. They're not focused so much on growth and rate of return anymore because they have it. They got $2 million. Now they want income, distribution. They want to pass money on to their family. They want to make sure they're taken care of from an income standpoint. And that type of planning is very different than just chasing rate of return and making sure we're getting the best rate of return on our whole portfolio.
Abe, you said many times before that when folks are just focused on a rate of return, just focused on that growth, they often miss out on a lot of other important areas. And this story certainly highlights that. day or night. Connect and find out more at retirementkeyradio.com. One of the most basic concepts of retirement planning is to make sure we've got enough money to last our entire life. But the problem is, man, we don't know how long that's going to be. Ken Dykewald, who studies issues related to aging, says the average person doesn't realize how much progress we've made in extending our longevity.
2/3 of all the people who've ever lived past 65 in the entire history of the world are alive today. So we like to think that what's new is a new app, a new tech thing, a new post on TikTok. But honestly, the most extraordinary new thing going on in the world right now is a whole new era, a whole new posse of older people who are not like our grandmas and grandpas and theirs before them.
He's right. It is like a posse. You see him hanging out everywhere. And I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's exactly right. We're living a lot longer than we ever have before, and especially women.
Yes.
Especially women. Women outlive men on average, and we have a lot of single, female, widowed, and divorced clients. And I can tell you one of the concerns almost every single time a single female comes into our office is, I don't want to run out of money. And that's a concern for all retirees to some extent, but especially women, because women live long. Okay. And we just helped a lady who is 61. She is divorced. She lives in McLean, Virginia. She's done a good job for herself. She's got $1 million saved. She's a consultant, and she's going to work another 4 years to 65, hop on Medicare, and retire.
Okay.
So she's got $1 million saved today. Great job. 4 more years of work and savings that she can put away for herself. But one of the problems was that she was 100% invested in the stock market, had nothing else outside of the stock market, and was basically all in. And that had suited her well up until this point. But in the retirement red zone, with 4 years or less till she fully retires, she knew she had to do something about that. And her current risk tolerance did not match up with the way she was invested.
Gotcha.
At $1 million all in, right? Because you're going to live and die that way in the market. So what did she do? She, on our risk scale of 1 to 10, is about a 5. And that's exactly what she wanted to come down to. In other words, in basic general terms, if you have $1 million, well, if you're a 5 on that scale, all of it shouldn't be invested in the market, right? Perhaps 50% of it should be safer, have some protections, have some downside and principal protections built in with the opportunity for reasonable interest and yield. The other half, yes, that should be invested. You're going to have ups and downs, but now you're a true 5. You're a true 50-50 split between risk and safety. And for a 61-year-old with just a few years away to retire, that's appropriate for a lot of people. And that's exactly what she wanted to create. This is important because she needs income in retirement to sit on top of her Social Security.
Right.
All she has, even though it is $1 million, is $1 million and Social Security, and that's it. No pensions, no rental income. So she really needs to depend on a lot of this $1 million for income. And if it's all in the market, our income's going to live and die with the market too.
You know what's crazy, Abe, is $1 million, the way you're talking about it, that's a heck of a lot to have saved and invested over the years. But it's crazy to really step back and realize that's not what it used to be.
That's true. And look, this lady, 61, her mother is 91.
Oh, wow. So she is concerned about longevity.
We have 30 to 35 years ahead of us that we need to plan for. And we need to make sure that million's not going to run out. And we need to make sure a large chunk of that million is going to create income on top of her Social Security to meet her bare necessities, to pay her bare minimum expenses every month. And so that's how we start putting together a retirement income plan. We say, hey, what is your minimum number that you need every month to live comfortably? And maybe that number is $5,000. And maybe this lady's Social Security was $2,500. Well, we know we need at least $3,000, maybe $3,500 in gross income on top of Social Security to create her net income number, her net minimum income number. So we lay the foundation. We make sure the income is predictable, solid, potentially guaranteed, and then we can invest the rest, right? Because if we know we have what we need coming in every month into our mailbox, that can really eliminate a lot of stress and give us sleep insurance, allow us to sleep better at night.
Find out more at retirementkeyradio.com. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Abraham Abish is licensed in your state, please call 571-577-9968. Abish Financial Services is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Abraham Abish, NPM number 770-3575.